Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. I'm a bit tired as I make this video, as I just woke up, so please bear with me. I'm going to try and make this as concise, to the point as possible. Facts, what I've heard from the company. As you can tell by the title of this video, it's about, for those who are my subscribers in Canada, this is probably more information that is valuable to you. For those who don't know, just a quick story first that is related. Just last year, I think it was last year in 2012, whenever the last election was, there was a proposition in California that was to be voted on to try and make mandatory. And the reason why I bring this up on my channel is because companies such as Dr. Bronner's, who makes great products such as their organic soaps, tried to make it so that them and many other people, that there was honesty and transparency for products that are food that are genetically modified to be labeled as such, and that would sort of really change it. Fortunately, it didn't go through. However, there's something that has happened in the last 2 years, which I didn't quite know. There's an article going around right now on Facebook. I don't have Facebook, but this came to my attention. That has some truth, but it's actually kind of, the date is not correct on the article, so I just want to clarify for some people looking that up. So Loblaws is, for those who don't know, they own many other companies. They're the biggest Canadian retailer in Canada. Loblaws chain includes Loblaws Superstores, Atlantic Superstore, Real Canadian Superstore, Real Canadian Wholesale, Provigo, Club, ExtraFoods, Shop Easy Foods, Lucky Dollar Foods, SuperValu, ExtraFoods, Loblaws, Zehrs Markets, Zehrs Food Plus, Atlantic SuperValu, the Supercentre, Atlantic Save Easy, Dominion, No Frills, Fortinos, Independent, and valu-mart. Don't know what Independent is. Surprised by Dominion, but anyway. So the information that I have is that in 2009, because again, there's some dates kind of not always correct. So I called Loblaws this morning, and they explained to me, the guy over the phone, that their own brand, which is No Name or President's Choice, have removed the no GMO on their products, which is really disturbing in my opinion. They say it's because they can't trust the standards, but that's a load of BS actually. And if you look up, you know, the truth of GMO foods that are GMO-free, that's a red herring, and companies who are saying that to you are not being honest with you. And Loblaws has a history of doing that, of not being an honest company. Yeah. So what they said also in the article is that they would be blacking out the labels for other brands such as Nature's Path Foods, which I know many people eat, especially those who are vegan out there. That is something that is definitely concerning, to tell them that they can't be honest in their labeling and their packaging, and to either black it out or they wouldn't carry it. Now, according to what Loblaws told me, they said that that is actually, they didn't go through with that, that was something that they had thought of doing but never did. I explained to them, well, it says on September 1st that that's when the change would take place. They again assured me that it wasn't so. I let them know that I still felt it was wrong to not be honest, and again, using the same word, honest and transparent, you know, like literally, like, let's see the label, whether it's genetically modified or not, and let me make that decision. But they've decided that that's something that they're not going to show on their products. So you can still buy products that they haven't taken the label off yet, as I know, but I still would rather not support those companies. Do you trust their labels for their ingredients? I don't. I personally don't. Yeah, there's certain food inspection agencies in Canada that has to comply with certain laws for ingredients, but you know what? If they can remove the GMO-free label on their products, what else are they doing? And they're definitely big lobbyists out there in the Loblaws brand, so you have to make your own decision of that one. But I personally will not be shopping there, which I don't usually anyway, because I have a long history and know that Loblaws has very many dirty things that they do, and not a very nice company to work for, in my personal opinion. Not the history of not really being the nicest company. Just putting that out there again, taking people's recipes and putting people in so much pressure that they have been sued, and putting people in the hospital that, yeah, they're just not a very nice company. I also wanted to quickly add that I found an article, it's a blog, I guess you could say, yeah, where it shows letters actually wrote in 2011 in March by a guy named Kevin kevinjamesfield.blogspot.ca. Of course, I'll put it down below. And he emailed them, the President's Choice Loblaws company, to ask them about, the labeling and this whole exact topic, and why did you pressure companies such as Nature's Path to remove GMO-free labels, even though they say they chose not to do that. And you'll see back and forth letters, and basically, from what I read from it, it's a lot of legal jargon, blah, 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 but they never answered the question of, he says, please address my paragraphs about the Nature's Path Foods incident and voluntary labeling. I asked specific questions about that, and your response did not address them whatsoever. How is this to be considered anything besides dismissive? Is an interesting question to me. Sincerely, Kevin. Loblaws chose to never respond to that personal email, so I'll leave that down below as well for you to look. Yeah, not a very honest company. Make your decisions, do the research, delve deeper. It's not as bad as it seems, but it's still not honest. But the moral of the story is, the good news is you still can find some GMO-free products that are not going to be blacked out, is what they said. The interesting thing would be to check after September 1st, see if that is actually true or if the person was lying to me or not. But they have removed it in 2009 on their products. They've chosen to be dishonest, and I've chosen to not support them, and I hope that you do the same, but I respect whatever decision you make. Thanks so much for your time. If there's any questions or comments, please feel free to put it down below, and let's support those who are honest. Bye.